Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a Sudoku variant called Sequence Top Bottom Sudoku. So this Sudoku was constructed by me and I really like the idea. So the idea behind this Sudoku was taken from the World Sudoku Championship 2022. So the recent World Sudoku Championship that is going on, and the idea was there in the IB instruction booklet. So I thought of covering a video on this one after constructing it. So I will even go with the briefing of how I went on constructing this Sudoku, what are the ideas that I applied in this Sudoku to make sure that it was unique, and I wanted to create a Sudoku with the minimum givens I could. So it's a really an excellent idea, and I thought that the number of givens here are also very less compared to what I expected it to be. So let's see if we are able to see what are the tips and tricks behind this Sudoku at the maximum. And so the World Sudoku Championship is over, and congrats to all the winners here. So the first place was backed by Titwang, followed by Tantandai, who got the second place, and the third place was by Kota Morinishi. So congrats to all the winners and all the participants as well. I really wanted to go there. I also got selected for the World Puzzle Championship from my country, but due to some workload I couldn't go there, but hope for the next year, right? And now coming back to this Sudoku, so really excellent one. And this Sudoku actually I had kept it for all the patrons of my Patreon page, Enthralling Sudoku. So this Sudoku you will see if you are a patron, if you are a subscriber to my Patreon page, you will see this Sudoku for this month variant set, apart from all the other Sudokus that I have constructed. And there are a few more Sudokus that were in the World Sudoku Championship this year. The idea, new Sudokus I mean to say, like self-joint Sudoku and anti-diagonal, anti-knight Sudoku. All of these Sudoku variants you will see in my set, this month set. So if you are really interested in getting all these Sudokus, all are purely handcrafted, then I highly recommend you to subscribe to my Patreon page. You will get more than 45 or 40 Sudokus per month with a very minimum cost, right? I'll add the link in the description below. And now coming on to this Sudoku, so classic Sudoku rules apply. You need to place digits from 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and 3 into 3 box without repetition. Apart from that, there will be a sequence of digits from 1 to 9 from top to bottom and bottom to top. So you'll have a sequence in such a way that you will have a 1 in this row, 2 in this row, 3 in this row, 4 in this row, 5 up to 9 in such a way that they are connected to each other either orthogonally or adjacently. So what I mean is, for example, you might have a 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I cannot come here, I'm just sharing a example here, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, right? So you will have a sequence of 1 to 9 from top to bottom, and the same from bottom to top. Again, you will have somewhere as 1, of course 1 cannot come here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So you have to find those two sequence that is working from top to bottom and bottom to top in such a way that it obeys the classic Sudoku rules. Very easy idea, very good idea, and with just these minimal givens the Sudoku gets solved uniquely, right, and logically. So I just wanted to give you a brief idea of how I actually went on constructing this Sudoku. So what were the tricks that I used in constructing this Sudoku? So before watching this video further, I would highly recommend you to try this Sudoku yourself. You will really enjoy it if you get the tricks. If not, you just watch the video, see what are the tricks that you might have missed while solving this Sudoku, right? Now, one of the very important trick that I found in this Sudoku was while constructing that 5 in the middle row will be connected in such a way that at the top of it will have two numbers 4 and 6 connected to it, and in the bottom also you will have two numbers 4 and 6 connected to it. Because for example, if you have a 5 here, from the top you will have 4 and bottom will have 6 to be connected, and again from the bottom you will have a 4 somewhere and a 6 connected, because you will have 4, 5 and 6 from the bottom, and from the top you will have 4, 5 and 6. So which means, in other words, there will be a 3 into 3 box in the middle 3 rows in such a way that those 9 cells will have 1 5 and 2 4 and 2 6s. So in such a way that they will be connected top to bottom and bottom to top with the sequence, right? You'll have 4, 5 and 6 and 4, 5 and 6 in such a way, right? And you know that 5 always will have to be in the middle, 1 and 9 will have to be in this top, 2 and 8 here, 3 and 7 here, 4 and 6 here, 5 here, 4 and 6 here, 3 and 7, 2 and 8, 1 and 9. So they will be connected in such a way that they are orthogonally, or I mean to say at the corners, diagonally connected to each other. So I went in such a way that you know that the middle number will have to be a 5, and at the top of it, within these 3 cells you'll have 4 and 6, at the bottom of it within 3 cells you'll have 4 and 6, and that will connect the sequence, right? So how do I make sure that I get a 5 with a very different way? After a few minutes I understood that 5 will never be in these 5 cells. 5 in middle row is never possible in these cells, because what will happen here is, if you have a 5 here, you will have 4 and 6, 4 and 6 here, and in the same box you will have 2 4s and 2 6. Same way, if you have a 5 here, you will have 4 and 6, 4 and 6 here, and same thing will happen, you will have 2 4 and 6s in the same box, right? So which means 5 will never be in these 4 cells, 5 cells. So 5 can only be in these 4 cells, right? Awesome. So we have eliminated a few digits for 5 even without having any givens for it, because the idea behind this Sudoku eliminates these 5 possibilities for a 5, right? The next logic that we'll go with is 5 will have to be only in these 4 cells now. So this cell cannot be a 5 because you already have a 5 here. Now another possible way to eliminate a 5 here and here is, so if I have a 5 here if I have a 5 here, you know that one of the 4 and 6 will have to be in this box, another 4 and 6 will have to be here, because we have deduced that a 3 into 3 box with the middle cell as 5 will have 2 4s, 2 and 2 6s. So 1 4 and 6 will have to be in this box, another 4 and 6 will have to be connecting towards the 5, that is you will have either 4 and 6 here and 4 and 6 here. You will have 4 and 6 pair here, but you already have a 6 here, so this also gets eliminated here. So you cannot have a 5 here. Excellent, right? The same logic applies here, because if you have a 5 here, you will have one of the 4 and 6 here pair, 4 6 pair here, because one of the 4 and 6 will have to be in this 6 cells, 5 cells, and another 4 and 6 will have to be in these 2 cells. But you already have a 4 here, so this cell also gets eliminated and you cannot have a 5 here, which means the only possibility for a 5 in row 5 is this cell. Excellent way to start the Sudoku, right? Excellent way, because the moment you get a 5 here, just a second, the moment you get a 5 here, the sequence starts here, because of course we cannot do anything with the ones here, because anything with the given digits here, because they are very minimum, right? You have 5 here and 2 more, so you have only 12 digits, and that is really difficult to start using the 12 digits, right? So you got a 5 here, 4 and 6 would have to be somewhere here, you are not sure of it where the 4 and 6 would be, and one of the 4s, another 4s would have to be in one of these 2 cells because of this 4, and another 6 would have to be in one of these 4 cells anywhere, right? So you know now 4 and 6 would have to be somewhere here, and you know that the top digit somewhere you will have a 1, right? Somewhere in the top digit you will have a 1, and that has to be connected with one of the 4 and 6s here, maybe one of the 4s here. So which means if you see these 2 ones here, can you have a 1 here? So if the top row has a 1, that one will start the sequence, right? So if you have a 1 here, this would have to be a 2, this would have to be a 3, and the maximum that you can come here is 3 here. This cell would have to be a 4, but the 4 and 6's here are somewhere very far from the ones that we have placed here, right? So which means the connection is very difficult and you cannot have a 1 here. So the moment you have a 1 here, you need to have this minimum distance is this cell, and this cell would have to be a 4, and but still you cannot reach the sequence of connecting digits from 1 to 4. So which means this cell would have to be a 1. That gives you a 1 in one of these two cells, and same logic applies here. So the moment you get 1 in one of these two cells, can this cell be a 1? The moment this cell is a 1, again to connect 1, 2, 3, 4, the minimum distance here would have to be 3 cells, but you have 4 cells and this cell cannot be a 4. Even if you have a 1, 2, 3, this cell would have to be a 4 but not this cell. So again you cannot have, you don't have the minimum distance possible, so this cell would have to be a 1 now, right? So 1 would have to be in one of these two cells, and that one will give you the connection for the sequence, that is 1 cannot be here. So this cell would have to be a 1. 2 would have to be either orthogonally connected or diagonally connected. Diagonally connection is already lost, so this is 2. 3 can be in one of these two cells. 4 can be in one of these 3 cells. So this cell cannot be a 4 now, because even if this cell is a 3, this cell would have to be a 4, and this 4 is very far from the 3, so this is not the connection for the 4. So this is 6, this is 4, this is 4, and yeah, 6 would have to be in one of these two cells. So if you see the connection now, there is really good connection here. Okay, now you directly get a 4 here, because of the 4 here and here, you get a 4 here, and that gives you a 3 here. So if you see the connection here, you already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the connection is of course unique and legit, right? So 6 would have to be in one of these 3 cells, 7 would have to be in one of these 4 cells, this cannot be 7, 8 would have to be in one of these 3 cells, this cell cannot be an 8, this cell also cannot be an 8, and 9 can be in only these 3 cells, right? Using the connection if I am seeing, so which means this cell cannot be a 7, because if this cell is a 7, none of this cell or this cell can be an 8, so you lost the connection here. So if this cell is a 6, these are 7, these are 8, and these are 9, that is only the connection that we have got till now. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this cell would have to be a 5, which means these two cells are 6 and 9, which means this cell cannot be a 6, this cell is a 6 here, this cell is a 7 here, this cell is an 8 here, according to the connection that I am seeing, right? See, I will show you again. If this is a 6, this cannot be a 7 because of the connection. If this is a 7, this cannot be 8 because of the connection again, and 9 cannot be this, 9 has to be one of these two cells. Excellent, right? So we have almost done the connection from top to bottom of 1 to 9, only the 9 is pending here. 6, 9, 8, 5, 7, 4, 1, 2 and 3. So this is 1, this is 1, so this cell is a 1, this is 2, that is 3 here. Okay, now we will go with the connection from bottom to top, right? So we know that these are the already colors that we have for bottom to top. This 4 means you have to have a 3 somewhere here, this cell cannot be a 3, this cell cannot be a 3, this cell is a 3 here. Of course the next cell is 2, which is not possible here, and we already have a 2 here. Of course, now from the 2 to 1 connection, this cell cannot be a 1 because you already have a 1 in that box, so this cell would have to be a 1, that gives you a 9 here. So we have completed the top to bottom connection with 1 to 9, and bottom to top we have already done with many cells here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 7 would have to be this cell, 8 would have to be in one of these two cells, this cell is an 8, so this cell would have to be an 8, and 9 can be in many of these two cells, right? Because this cell is a 9, so this cell cannot be a 9. And if you see here, we have almost completed this Sudoku with only one of the 9s pending here from bottom to top, and this is how actually you solve a sequence top bottom Sudoku. Excellent, right? Now it is nothing but a classic Sudoku rules. Just using the classic we'll be able to solve this Sudoku. So let's see if we are able to do that. 3 would have to be here using the classic rules. 5, 6, 8 and 9. 5 and 6, so 5 and 6 would have to be here. 8 and 9, so this is 8, that is 9, that is 2 here, and 5, 7 and 9, right? 2, 7 and 6 here, so 2 cannot be here. 6, 7, 2, 6 and 7, 2, 6 and 7. This cell is a 1 here. This cell is an 8 here. Two, 5 and 9, right? So this is 9, 2 and 5. So this is 2, that is 5, that is 9 now. So we have completed both the sequence here, top to bottom and bottom to top, and it is nothing but now classic Sudoku rules, right? So yeah, this is done. 3, 4 and 6, right? So this is 6, this is 3, that is 4, that is 3 and 7 again, so 7 and 3. 6 and 9 in any order, so 6 and 9. This 6 would give you a 7 here, eliminates 7 from this cell. 2, 5 and 4, so this is 2, 4 and 5 in any order, we're not sure where. This would have to be 6 again. Okay, so 3, 5 and 7, right? Can be anywhere. Oh, this 9 would give you a 7 and a 9 here. 7 and 5 would give you a 3, and these two cells are 5 and 7 in any order. Oh, so this 6 should give you a 9 here, and a 6 here, that gives you a 9 here. That should give you a 9 here, and a 9 here. And 4, 7 and 8. So this is 7, 4 and 8 in any order. This 6 should give you a 5, oh, a 5, a 6, a 4 and a 5 here. 2, 8 and 5, right? 2, 5 and 8, it can be anywhere. 5, 7 and 3, 5 and 7, so this would have to be 3, 5, 7, 5. Okay, this 5 will give you a 5, 2 and 8 in any order. So which means 8 would have to be in one of these two cells. So this cell is an 8. This is 2 and 7 in any order. So 2 and 7, 6 and 2, 8 and 2, okay, 4 and 8, and 4 and 6. And with that we complete this excellent Sudoku called sequence top bottom Sudoku. So what my point here is, whenever you find a new variant or some variant that you have never come across, always take a few minutes, sit back, look for the tricks that you can gain or you can collect from the variant, how you could be able to solve it faster, and with that you will be able to solve the Sudoku easily. So the trick in this Sudoku was 5 in the middle row will have as a center a 3 into 3 box which will have 2 6s and 2 4s in it, and apart from that you just have to look for the connections, and the connection will always be nearby. 1 and 9 in the top, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 4. So the maximum distance between 2 and 8 in row 2 will have to be 3 cells in between, 4, 5 cells in between. You cannot have more than that. So if you have an 8 here, the maximum that you can have a 2 here is here or here. So you cannot have here. Somewhat you will have to look for those tricks, and you will be able to solve the Sudoku easily. So I hope you enjoyed this Sudoku. Do like and comment if you want us to solve any other Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.